welcome back to my channel, Crochet Studio 22. These pants, this is what we are doing in this video. I have been waiting for so long. I have tried so many times, so many different versions, so many patterns, stitches, calculations, everything, but we are finally done. I finally made it. Actually, guys, we did it together. As you know, each and every video that we are making, that actually I'm making a tutorial for you, that what I'm wearing in the beginning of the video is actually the piece that we made together in the video. So this is the pattern. As you can see, they look like little suns in the square, at least for me. So we're gonna call them a sunrise pants. Perfect for the summer, beach, pool, or just sit in the garden. So we started our summer edition. We are starting them with these pants. After this, we're gonna make some tops, we're gonna make some hats, some bags, some skirts, just to have something to wear on the beach, okay? So, hope that you love them. And now it's time to get on the tools. I used natural cotton, 100% cotton. This is what I used, but this is plied one. Actually, it's brushed cotton. This is, I just want to show you real quick, but you will see later how it looks like from the clothes. This is a brushed cotton, and I am wearing a size S. So for the size S, for my size, I used 5.5 of these, which is 550 gram. And in the description, there will be all other units, guys. Okay, I'm gonna translate everything to all the other units so everybody can understand what am I talking about. In the description of the video, you also have written everything. It will be written 550 grams and the equivalent of it, whatever it is. And I think that the important part to say is not just the weight, how much of the yarn we used in the weight, but also the length of it, you know? Because like it can be heavy, it can be light. I can tell you, you know what, this is like 550 grams, but you know, how long of a yarn did you use? If in the case you want to use the pattern, but switch up the yarn, right? So this is 200 meters long. So I've used like 1,100 meters. And again, I will translate that in all the other length units that some of you might be using differently. So if you want to switch up your yarn, I would suggest of not just looking in the weight of it, but also in the length of it. So if I've used 1,100 meters of this brushed cotton and you want to use some other material, make sure that you have 1,100 meters of it, right? Not just the grammage. Okay, so we're gonna start with our foundation chain. We're gonna start from our waistband and then we're gonna work our way down. What I love the most about this pattern, something that I have been really, not like really, but like kind of struggling with, is to make an invisible joins. Like you cannot tell where the joins are. And trust me, there are a lot of them, right? We are working very nicely. The pattern is amazing. Really nice. Going really fast, to be honest with you. So we're gonna start from the waistband, working our way down. So what I wanted to tell you is you're gonna start your chain. I said it later in the video, in the multiple of 12. But I would like to emphasize here, put the accent on it, underline it, make it with the bold letters, make it 24, not 12. Why? Because it is very important, these squares. So here we have a post and then we have a square after it. So these two, they make 12. You need an even number of them. You cannot have like 13 squares or 15 of them. You need to have an even number. So yes, the chain is in the multiple of 12, but the best thing would be to make it 24, 48, and so on, 72, I guess, how the math goes, right? So just to make sure, just in the very beginning, in the very start, you need to have an even number of these squares. That is very important piece of information that I kind of forgot to tell you in the later video that will be coming for you. So the pants are amazing, extremely comfortable. The pattern, the structure is not disturbing. I don't like when something is disturbing. When we sit down, we stand up, it leaves a mark on our skin. Not gonna do that. Really nice, very cool. But I think I talked too much, and I think it is time for us guys to move on to the work. Thank you all for coming, thank you all for watching, and happy crochet everybody. And we are about to start our pattern, but before we do that, we're gonna talk about the materials and tools that you will be needing for this project. I used 100% cotton. This is the yarn that I used. Once we turn and we start working the pattern, once I turn the camera, you will be able to see the thread much closer. In the description of the video, I wrote down how much of the yarn I used for my size. I'm wearing a size S, but you have more details written down in the description about the sizing and the yarn usage. That is one thing. And of course, like every video, every crochet pattern, we are going to need our hook. I will be using a hook in the size 5. We're gonna need the scissors, some tapestry needle to weave in our tails, and we're gonna need some stitch markers. I think 1 or 2 will be more than enough. And we're gonna need our measuring tape. But again, if you don't have the measuring tape, whichever project we are doing, you can always try it on yourself if you don't have the measuring tape. So for this thing, we're gonna start with our foundation chain, and our foundation chain is in the multiple of 12. So you're gonna make 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, as many as you need. And you will have to measure not around your waist, not totally down on your hips, but let's say somewhere in the middle here where your hip bones are. So you're gonna measure in the circle, okay? If you have a measuring tape, you're gonna take your measuring tape, place it around, and measure what is the size that you need. So I'm on the 80 centimeters, and then you're gonna chain a multiple of 12 to reach the size that the length actually that you need. Again, if you don't have the measuring tape, go on, make your foundation chain 12, 12, 12, and just try the chain around your hip bones. Okay, so once we do the chain, our foundation chain, I will come back and we're gonna start in our row 1. I made my chain. I have a total of 120 chains. So my measurement comes to the 75 centimeters, but because my material is stretching, it reaches 80. So now we need to connect it in the circle and just hold it like this and make sure it doesn't get twisted, right? So we don't want to twist our foundation chain. And here in the last loop, we are going to make a slip stitch and connect it in the loop. Okay. And now, if you have been following my work so far, you know that when it comes to the foundation chain, I don't work in these stitches here. I kind of turn it and I work in these little bumps here, this one and this one and this one, because that actually leaves our edge very neat, and this is the look then in that case we have on our edge. Now what we are going to do, we're gonna go into this very same hole where we made our slip stitch. We're gonna go with our hook there and we're gonna make a single crochet like this. And now we're gonna go with the hook in this left one here, like this. yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. We made another single crochet, and we're going to repeat that again. This left one here, put your hook through that one, through that loop, through that left loop there, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. What we made now, this is a replacement for a double crochet and a chain 3. You see, we have 1, 2, 3. If this is too complicated for you, you can just make a chain 3 and double crochet in the very same stitch. Now we are going to continue working in these little bumps. This is my preference. If you don't like it, you don't have to. We're gonna make a double crochet in the next stitch. So I go into this little bump like this, making a double crochet. In the next one as well, that is another double crochet. And again, working in these little bumps. If you can see from here, like this, making a double crochet. And you see, I will show you now, it leaves the edges very neat. So just continue making a double crochet in each and every stitch all the way in the round, and once we come to the end of this row, I will come back and meet you there, guys. We are at the end of our row 1. This is what it looks like, and now we need to make a connection here, but you need to be extra careful of this piece, your first row, not to get twisted when we get to connect it. Let me see. Yes, like this. So just your piece, make sure that it is not twisted. And what we made here, these 3 single crochets at the top, I call it a tower of 3. So in the very front top loop, this one here, we're gonna go in and just make a slip stitch. Yes, just like this. And now we're gonna go again and repeat in the very same stitch, this one here. Go in and make a single crochet like this, and in this left loop here, put your hook through and make another single crochet. That is the second one. And now the third one, again, just in the left loop, this one here, put your hook through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. And that is your double crochet and the chain 3. And now we are just going to continue placing a double crochet in each and every stitch, again, all the way in the round. And we need to have a total of 3 rows of double crochet. So we have our first one, second one, and then we're gonna make a third one. So 3 rows of double crochet. And once you reach till the end, here at the top, this stitch here, that is where you're gonna make a slip stitch. So I'm gonna go on and make the 3 rows of the double crochet, and that is actually representing our waistband, you know. So if you want your waistband to be thicker, you can make 5 rows or 7 rows. Just make sure that you have an odd number. Me, I'm making 3 rows, and once I finish them, I will come back. I finished my row 3. This is how my waistband looks like. And now we're gonna start our row 4, and this is where actually our pattern begins. But again, we're gonna start with the tower of 3. And just so you guys remember, the tower of 3, we're gonna start on each and every row until we finish our project completely. So every row we are going to finish with the slip stitch, And every row we are going to begin with the tower of 3. I call it a tower of 3 because it looks kind of like a tower, because you're making a single crochet on top of a single crochet on top of the single crochet. So that is why I call it a tower of 3. So this replaces our chain 3 and the double crochet. So this is 1 double crochet, and then we are going to make a second one, and after this second one we are going to make a third one. So 3 double crochets for now. And now we are going to chain 4. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and get ready for a treble. That means that we are going to yarn over 2 times, skip 1 stitch into the second one, make a treble crochet. Okay, and again get ready for the treble, yarn over twice, skip 1 into the second one, like this, make a treble. I know this cotton is a little bit tricky, but the look of it is amazing. So these are the 2 treble. Now we go for the third one, skip 1 into the second one. Okay, make a treble like this, and 1 more, yarn over twice, skip 1 into the second one, make a treble crochet. So we made total of 4 trebles, and now we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1 into the second one, this one here, make a double crochet. Okay, so that is 1, again double crochet in the next one. So those are 2 double crochets, and the third one in the next, sorry, my yarn gets stuck, 3 double crochets like this, just like we had here in the beginning. And now we are going to repeat this process, and I will repeat again with you. So we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, get ready for a treble, yarn over twice. So we skip 1 into the second, we are going to make a treble, and then again skip 1 into the second stitch, make a treble. That's our second treble. Going for a third one, skip 1 into the second stitch, we are gonna make a treble, and now for the fourth one, skip 1 into the second, make a treble, and now we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1 into the second, we need a double crochet just to see what's happening here. Yes, we skip this one, we go into this one, making a double crochet, 1, and then the second one and the third one. So this is the pattern for our row, for the row 4, and continue like this, guys. So now you're gonna go making a chain 4, doing your treble in every second stitch, total 4 trebles, chain 4 again, 3 double crochets, and so on, and again repeat like this all the way in the round, and I will wait you at the end of the row. We have come to an end of this row, and I just want to show you. So I have my chain 4, and now we need to skip 1. So we need to skip this one, and into this one here, make a double crochet. So that is 1. And then we have space for 1 more. That will be our second one. And because we started the row with 1 double crochet, that is actually our third one. And now we are going to make a slip stitch. I'm gonna remove my stitch marker. You don't need to keep the stitch marker. I like to keep them in, just not to mix up the stitches. And this is our row 4 done like this. And you should have until now something that looks like this. Now we're gonna continue with the row 5, and we're gonna start it like we are starting every row with a tower of 3. So that was 1 and 2 and 3. And now we are going to chain 4. And in these 4 stitches that are on top of our treble, we are going to make 4 single crochets. So we're gonna make, here will be the first one, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 single crochets. And now again chain 4. Then we have 3 double crochets on top of the 3 double from the previous row. So we have 1, 2 and 3. And now again chain 4, 4 single crochets on top of these trebles here. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And now chain 4 again, 3, 4 and 3 double crochets. So you get the pattern for this row for now, right? So we're gonna repeat this. We will be alternating like this all the way till the end of the row. So you're gonna have like this. Oops, I dropped my stitch. So you're gonna have here again 3 double crochets. Okay, 3 double crochets, chain 4, 4 single, chain 4, 3 double crochets, and like this again all the way in the round. And I will wait you guys back at the end of the row. We finished the 5th row, which is the 2nd row of our pattern, and now we are going to start the row 6. And again, like I told you, like every row we are starting with a tower of 3. So we're gonna make 1 and 2 and 3. And now this row is exactly the same like the previous one we did. So we are going to chain 4, 3, 4, and we are going to place 4 single crochets. So we have like this, 1 and 2, 3. Oh, here it got messed up a little bit, my yarn, sorry. 2, 3 and 4. So 4 single crochets like this, and again chain 4, and 3 double crochets on top of the doubles from the previous row. So exactly the same like the previous row we did. We're just going to repeat that row one more time. So we have here 3 double crochets. After that we are going to chain 4 single crochets, chain 4, 3 doubles, and again like this all the way in the around, and I will wait you at the end. We finished now the row 6. This is what your piece should be looking until now. And now for the row 7, again we are starting with a tower of 3. So we have 1 and 2 and 3. I will put a stitch marker here in my last stitch. And now we are going to repeat this first row of the pattern that we had. So now after our tower we are going to chain 1, get ready for a treble, yarn over twice, and in this first stitch here, our single crochet, we're going to place a treble crochet there. Okay, after that one treble we are going to chain 1 again, get ready for a treble. In the next stitch place your treble crochet, again chain 1, repeat the process. In the next stitch place the treble, and one more time chain 1 and a treble like this. So we have 4 trebles, and now we are going to again chain 1, and we're going to place 3 double crochets on top of the 3 from the previous row. That is 1 and 2 and 3. Now, just for you to understand, guys, we're mimicking the first row that we made, because here we were skipping. So we skipped a stitch and then make a treble, skip a stitch and make a treble. So in order to copy that row, here we are making a chain 1 treble, chain 1 treble. So here we had 4 trebles, and now here we are making 4 trebles. And I will show you one more time, and then you can repeat the whole process, of course, till the end of the row. So after our 3 double crochets, we are going to chain 1, get ready for a treble. In the first of the 4, you're going to go there and place your treble crochet there, chain 1, your second treble, chain 1, then we are making our 3rd treble. After it, chain 1, 4th treble, again chain 1 and 3 double crochets on top of the 3 from the previous row. And that is the pattern for this row. So you will be repeating all of this until the end of this row. Your piece, actually your work, what you're doing, should be looking like this. Okay, so this is how it should be looking. So continue making this until the end of this row, and once we reach the end, I will wait you there, guys. We reached the end of our row 7, and this is how your piece should look like. And now you can already see the structure and actually the pattern that we are going for. Now this will be our last row of our pattern. Well, I'm saying the last because all the ones after this will be repeating rows. So we are making our tower of 3. I already make 2, and now the third one, putting my marker there. And in this row we are going, this is the row of double crochets. So because here we had the chain 1, this is where we're gonna place 1 double crochet, okay, like this, and then 1 double on top of the treble, and then the chain 1 space on top of the treble again, chain 1 space on top of the treble, chain 1 space. I need yarn. Oops. This keeps on happening today. So chain 1 space on top of the treble, chain 1 space again, and then on top of our double crochets, 3 of them. So we have 1, and then 2, and 3. And this is how it should look like. So go on, keep on placing your double crochets in each and every stitch, in your chain space, on top of your treble, chain space on top of the treble, and then on top of your double crochets. And once we come, once we finish this row, we're gonna slip stitch here, and I will come back, guys, just to let you know how we are going to continue working this piece. We just finished our row 8, which is the last or the first row of our pattern, and your piece should be looking like this. And now you should just continue repeating the rows. So we did a row of double crochet, which is this one here. That is our 3rd row, and our 8th row are exactly the same. So you will be repeating from the row 4, and then 5th, 6th, 7th, and so on. So the row 3 and the row 8 are exactly the same. These are the double crochet rows. So from the row 4, just continue repeating forward. And you will be making this piece. So this is our, let me just set it up nicely. So this is our waistband, and we are working our piece down. Since we are making a pants, at some point we need to split them in the middle. So you need to make this piece long enough to cover your buttocks, right? And that kind of depends on, are you gonna wear your pants on your hips, a little bit up, on your waist, depending on how deep you wanna make them. Just make your piece long enough until the point where you kind of decide where you wanna make a split for the legs. The best way to do that is, while you are making it, try your piece on. When you once you try it and you see that, yeah, this is the size, now it would be good to split it, this is where you stop. Just make sure that once you're making it, your last row is the row 7. So not the row of the double crochets, but the one before, the row 7. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, in just a couple of seconds will be the next clip. I will show you my piece. I will work mine, and then I will come back, guys, once we are ready for the split for the legs. I am back, guys. I reached the length that is enough for me, and now it is the time to make a split, actually to divide for our leg opening. So you remember in the beginning of this video, I told you that it is important that we have an even number of these squares. I have a total of 12. On this side, I have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the other side, I also have another 6. So that's a total of 12, which means that when we divide in a half for one leg opening and for the other, each opening will have 6 squares. So it is going to be easier for us to divide and our leg openings to be equal in size. So what I'm gonna do now is just turn our piece kind of upside down. So you remember I told you your last row should be this row, just the one before the double crochet, and I'm gonna explain you now why. So I made my slip stitch here. I made a connection. That's where I stopped. I'm gonna put my hook here. And now what we are going to do is we are going to chain 12. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Chain 12. As you can see, this chain 12 is coming from this last third double crochet. On the other side, make sure that your work is aligned properly, right? Mine is not. So like this. So 3 here and 1, 2, 3 squares this side. We are not gonna align into this last one, but in the first one. So you are going from the last double crochet, but joining here on this first one here. So just put your hook there and we are going to join it with a slip stitch. So put your hook in, yarn over and pull through all of your chains. And now we're gonna go our row, making a tower of 3 in that very same stitch. So that would be 1, 2, and 3. And I'm gonna put my slip stitch back just to know where is the beginning and the end of my row. Now we will simply continue with our pattern. So this is the row of the double crochet in each and every stitch, and that is exactly what we're gonna continue doing. So place a double crochet in each and every stitch and do that until we reach the chain part here. I will wait you there, guys. So double crochet in each and every stitch until the chain, and then we meet there. We are back, guys. Reason why we stopped here before our chain of 12 is what I would like you to do now is to go back and count your double crochets. How your count of the double crochets must be the half of your foundation chain. So in my foundation chain, I had 144, so my half is 72. For example, if you had 100, you should have now 50. And as you can see, this is where I stopped because our chain 12 goes from the first double crochet here. So my last stitch is here in this chain 1 space. And now what we are going to do is we are going to continue with our double crochets, but here on the chain, and we need to make a total of 12 double crochets. And now we're gonna go just in one loop here, so just one loop of the chain and make your double crochet. So that would be 1 and then your second one. Again, just catch the one loop of your chain 12, and make sure that you have exactly 12 double crochets on your chain, not 11, not 13. Yes, it needs to be exactly 12, because in that one we are also going to place, that will be a place for our, actually one more square. So work your 12 double crochets. Once I finish that, I will come back. I'm back, guys. These are my double crochets on the chain. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Exactly 12 double crochets. And now, like we did in every row, we are going to join with a slip stitch just on top of our tower of 3. Like this. And I want to show you right now how our piece looks like. So this is what we have so far. Don't worry if it looks silly, this part here. I know it does look silly in the beginning, but believe me, that's exactly what we need, and it's going to look great once we finish our project. Now we are going to continue with our pattern. Sorry, just to turn it properly. And what I want to show you, so now you need to look down. So we made the connection basically in the first double crochet. So now we're gonna go again, you know, making our tower of 3 like the way we do at the beginning of every row. Tower of 3, we put our stitch marker like this. And what's different now is if you look down, we need to make 2 more double crochets. So we go 1 and 2, and then we are just going to continue with our pattern. You know, we have a chain of 4, and then we're gonna skip 1 into the second, place our treble, again skip 1 into the treble, into the second, make our treble, repeat that now, of course, again the third time, and skip 1 and the treble, 4th time, and again we're gonna chain 4 and then skip 1 into the second, double crochet, and in the next 2 as well. So we have a total of 3 double crochets. So I'm gonna stop here for a second because I want to show you, basically we're doing exactly the same pattern like we were doing until we reached this point. So until now we were making our pattern in a round, and the round was going, you know, like all the way. And now we're gonna do our pattern, but only in this round, you know, guys, like just like this. So basically we're just going around our leg. What is important, why I told you that in the beginning you need to have the even number of your squares so we can evenly, nicely divide it, and then when we are making the squares, they nicely align. Now I want you to continue making your pattern. This will be your, you know, one left or right leg, right? Continue making it as long as you want it to be, as long as you need it, want it, wish it to be. And once we finish that one leg, I will come back to show you how we're gonna do this second one, and how we are going to start this part here. Thank you all. Happy crochet, and I will see you later, guys. We're back, guys. Finally finished one part of these pants. So one leg is done. I need to show you like this because it can't fit in the frame the full length. So of course we finished with our row of the double crochet. For my length, I had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows of the squares actually. So 10 squares vertically is the length of my leg from here. So if you want, you can leave your piece like this. Okay, it looks absolutely fine, but me, I would like to do one more row just to make this ending more beautiful and more nicer. It's nothing complicated, pretty simple one. It's just one row of the single crochet, but done differently. So I'm gonna put back my hook like this, and this is usually the direction in which I would be crocheting, which means that the inside, as you can see, this inside would be facing me, and we don't want that right now. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna chain one, and we're gonna turn our work. So the outside of our pants is facing us. And now in this very first stitch, we are going to make a single crochet. It's a little bit tighter. Okay. So single crochet. And now you want to put your hook into this left loop here. Okay, so this one here. So put your hook through this left one and straight away into the next stitch under both loops. Yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all of them. And we are now going to repeat this loop all the way on the left. Put your hook through it, like this. This is going a little bit harder for me. So put your hook all the way through it, straight away into the next stitch here. Yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And again, the loop which is all the way on the left. In the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. I'm going to show you one more time. So we have these 3 loops and this loop all the way on the left. Don't make your work tight. So put your hook through that loop, next stitch, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and we're going to pull through all 3. And again, this loop that is all the way on the left, through the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is how our ribbing looks like right now. So we're gonna do that all the way in a round, and once we come here, I'm gonna just show you, we're gonna slip stitch. Basically what you need to do is you need to connect with the slip stitch in this very first single crochet that we made, which is this one here. So not in the chain, but here on top of the first single crochet. So we are just going to connect it with the slip stitch, cut off our yarn, weave in the end, and after that we're gonna start with another leg. Now we come to an end, and as I said, we are going to join on top of our first single crochet, which is this one here, and we are going to join it with a slip stitch. So just like this. And now we are going to cut off our yarn. yarn over and just pull it through and tie down your work. So what we did now, this is how our piece looks like this it looks like from the inside, and like this it looks like from the outside. It just makes the ending, actually this bottom edge, more neat, and it gives it some weight too as well. Now it is the time to start the second leg, and we're gonna start that by joining our yarn. So as you can see here, we need to now make the row of the double crochets, and we are going to start that. We're going to choose one point where it is going to be, let's say, our starting point. Let me see, let me turn it. Try to make the place from where you are going to join your yarn to be the place one of these 3 double crochet posts. So I'm going to make one here from the middle, from here. So as you can see here, you can also make it this side, doesn't really matter. So yeah, we can do it from here. So I'm just gonna put my hook like this. We are going to make a loop, leave some tail behind. We're going to work around that tail, so we don't need to weave it in later. So sorry, I'm going to put it like this so this tail stays on the inside. See, so here is the hole, and now we are going to pull through, yarn over and slip. So we connected our yarn, and now from that same stitch we're going to go in and make our tower of 3. Sorry, didn't get that one, didn't get all the threads. 2, and then we are going to have now a third one in a second. Yes, and I'm gonna hold my tail and I'm going to work around this tail. So as I said, this is the row of the double crochets. So in this row we are placing a double crochet in each and every stitch, which means in the chain 1 spaces as well as in our stitches. By now you probably know the pattern by heart. So we are going to work like this all the way in a round, and when we come to this, our chain 12, which is at this space here, so when we come here, I'm gonna come back, guys, and just show you how we're gonna work this. Okay, so now we reach the part where is our chain 12, and I just wanted to show you how that piece looks like. So what is important is to have your 12 double crochets from the previous round, right? So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So from this one, make sure that you have 12 of them in the middle. Count them, not to make more than you need. It's not something that it's not fixable, but no need to be fixing them. 6, 8, 10, 12. So for me it is this one, and then from there I'm gonna work my double crochet on top of that double crochet. That is, oops, didn't take my yarn good there. Here is 1, and then on top of the second one, and then here is the here is the third one. And fourth. So we are basically now making double crochets on top of the 12 double crochets we had from the previous leg opening. We're just working on top of them. And now when we finish, I'm going to show you exactly what we got, and that is the same thing that you guys should have in your pieces. Okay. I have two more. One. And here will be my last one. Okay. And then from here, we're going to continue into the other part. So as you can see, also here I have 1, 2, 3. And make sure that we catch them. So here is one, and I'm looking the stitches from the row below, just trying to match them so we can, like that, you can be sure that you have the same number of stitches in both of the leg openings. Okay, so this is what we have. So if we put our piece like this, just quickly I wanna show you. If we put our piece like this in the middle, you will see that here in the middle, where is the connection, we have 2 rows of the double crochet, and I kind of like that because that makes the whole this pattern for the pants much more easily wearable, and when you wear it, it is more comfortable. Also for the connection, it is much more comfortable, you know, making the connection in the row of the double crochet rather than just trying to match all this pattern then. I also assume it would be kind of not so comfortable wearing them with all this structured yarn in that position. So we are going to finish now our row of the double crochet, and just like we were doing any row, we are going to connect it with the slip stitch on top of our tower of 3, and after that we're just going to continue our pattern like we were doing until now. So this is what we got until now. This is our piece, and yes, so this is, as you can see, our row of double crochet matches. Our squares are all aligned, and just like we have them on this right leg, we're gonna have the same on the left one. The only difference is that here in the middle, where we made our chain 12, we have 2 rows of the double crochet next to each other. Everywhere else, that thing is not visible. So what you need to do now is continue with the pattern just like the way we were doing until now. Make sure, of course, to have the same number of the rows like you did in the first leg that you finished. For me, those are the 10 squares. You're gonna make, if you did the same finishing row of the single crochets like this, again, that is optional. If you don't want to, if you don't like it, you don't need to do it. So once we finish the second leg, I'm going to come back to show you how we are going to make a thigh for our waistband, and after that our project will be done. So happy crochet, everybody, and I will see you later. We have come to an end, guys. They are finally done, completely done, fully everything. And this is how they look like. At least my piece does. So now the final thing for us to do is to make a string that will go around our waistband, right? It's pretty simple. It's gonna take us a little bit time because what we're gonna do is we made three rows of the double crochet here as our waistband. So what we are going to do is we're gonna take our string and we're gonna put it through the double crochets, but this middle row, actually the second row of the double crochets for us. So I don't wanna make a string that will be just a chain, you know, just the foundation chain, and that's not really gonna do it. It's gonna crumble. It's not going to look nice as we want it to look nice, right? So what we are going to do, what I need you to do is take your yarn, okay, and start chaining. Just chain. I know nobody likes it. It's like that. That's why we do it in the end, you know, because we can be like, oh my God, look everything that I made, and now we're not gonna mess it up with just a chain, right? So if you could handle until now everything, just handle even more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our yarn, right, and we're gonna start chaining. And that chain needs to be long, right? It needs to be really long. Doesn't really matter the number. Like at least that we can forget about the number of the chains that we are going to make. Just please make them loose. See? I don't know, can you really see? Ah, okay. So just make them like really loose. Like really loose. That's what we need. No, not nice, tidy, neat chain. No, very loose chain. I know it's not ordinary, but that's what we need. So point is, your chain, doesn't matter the number, needs to be very loose, and it needs to go around your waist or hips, wherever your pants are going until, right? So it needs to go around your waist and then long enough that you can, you know, tie it up. So we're making a chain, right? And once we do that, once you finish with your chain, I will come back. After that, we're just gonna have like 2 more rows and then we are done. And I'm just gonna show you how you're gonna put it through the waistband, okay? So how to fix it, how to make it to be, you know, nice and everything and all these kind of things. So I'm gonna go on and make my chain, and once I do that, I will come back to you guys. So I'm done with the chain. It's long, right? So what I need you to do now is grab a stitch marker, and I'm looking, where is mine? Found one. So let's try to make it like this. So you will go into, I need to flip the camera. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into the first chain. This will be the row of the single crochets, and if you're following me, you already know this is how we did our waistband. I am not on the foundation chain going in these side loops. I'm kind of flipping my chain and finding these little bumps here, you know, let's say at the back of it. As you can see, these little bumps, these ones, that's where I go with my hook. So I will go into the very first one. Okay, so I just made one more. So into this very first little bump, I don't know, can you see? Like this, and I'm gonna make a single crochet. And I'm gonna place my stitch marker there. Like that. And into this very same stitch, make 2 more single crochets. So 1. So in that very first chain, you will have total of 3 single crochets. Okay, and now we are just going to continue from the little bumps that we have at the back. Okay, we are just going to continue making our single, I can't find my little bump, sorry, this is a little bit, this one hide a little bit, yeah, they tend to do that. Okay, just making single crochet in each and every stitch all the way until the end. And when we reach the end, I'm gonna wait you there because that is not where we cut off our yarn and finish our project. Okay, you don't need to, we're gonna continue from there. It's just we're gonna continue a little bit differently than we do usually, and I wanna show you that part, just, you know, to make sure that we work the whole project together, kind of together. So I know that working in these little bumps, it can be a bit harder depending on the yarn and actually the type of the yarn you're using, also depending on the size of your needle that you're using and everything. But it just gives you, again, I'm always repeating this, it gives you more neater bottom edge as you can see here. Okay, so I'm gonna go do my chain with the single crochets, and once we reach the end of the chain, I will wait you there, guys, just to show you how we are going to continue after that. We are here at the end, 1 stitch remaining to be done, and now in that last stitch we are going to place 3 single crochets. Just let me try to get this chain properly, because I'm working with the combed cotton, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, we catch the one, so we make 1 single crochet in the same stitch, second one, okay, and again in the same stitch, a third one. Because in the beginning of it, if you remember, we also put 3 single crochets all in the 1 stitch. And now we are going to continue working backwards. But what I need you to do is stretch out your piece. Just stretch it out. Yep, we need it stretched out. Okay, good. Now, working backwards, this is why I told you to make your chain loose. Now we're gonna go back and work on the back side single crochets, and if you can see, now you can see the chains really nicely. They look the same on both sides. So this is my first one here, both loops on the hook. Okay, just not to get more than I need. Working around the chain and single crochet. Okay, here I need to tighten it up a little bit. It got looser than it's supposed to. And single crochet. And then we go into the next one, which is this one here. Again, around the tail, so we don't need to weave it in later, guys. And now kind of spaces start opening. Also, that is because when we work our chain, we worked it loosely. So now we can easily fit 2 stitches without hustling too much. And just continue like this again, all the way until the end. When we reach the end, we're gonna, you know, connect it with the slip stitch, but again, I will be there. I will show you how we're gonna do that. And then again, I will show you how we're gonna put it into our waistband. So this will be our string for our waistband. So we're just gonna work a single crochet all the way until the end. We are at the end, guys, and now here we're in the very first single crochet where we put our stitch marker. We're going to go with our hook there and make a slip stitch as a connection. I'm gonna remove now the stitch marker and cut off the yarn. And just one more time, yarn over and pull through all of it. Like this. And what you need to do is now take your tapestry needle. You just need to weave in this end really quickly, not too much. In the end, this is not a part of our main piece. It's a string, but again, like everything else, we want it to look nice and neat. So with this, I'm just gonna go with my needle through a couple of them. And I'm gonna go through here, through the middle actually, just through a couple of stitches. Again, every time when it comes to weaving in the ends, I'm always telling to everybody, guys, the point is hide your end. It doesn't need to change it must not actually change the shape of your piece or anything. The point is just to hide it. I'm gonna pull it down. That's it. And we're going to cut it off. There we go. Okay, and now stretch it out. Stretch, 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 stretch. Okay, beautiful. And now the final one is we need to take our pants. Okay, I'm gonna go from here. So this is the front part. Now we have it. And in the front part, you need to find your middle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. And here, this part, this is my middle, these 3 double crochets. So from there, this is my middle, and this is also my middle. And these 3 double crochets in the middle, I'm gonna mark, actually I'm gonna take them like this with the slip stitch. You will understand later on why, because I want our string, it will be coming out from here and from here. So these 3 stitches, we know that that's our middle. And now I don't use any kind of tools or anything. I just do it with my fingers. So put your string through this part here, just like this. Make sure it doesn't twist. And then we are going to skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. And then after the 3rd one, put your string now out. Okay, and this is how it looks on the other side. Again, make sure you didn't twist it. Even if you did, you can kind of change it. Again, 1, 2, 3. After the 3rd one, put it through, catch from the other side. See, it twisted. Now I need to fix it. And I was just telling you about, make sure it doesn't. Okay, so this is how we will be going in circles, right? With our string, we're gonna go all the way around, skipping every 3 double crochets. So after every 3rd double crochet is a place for your string to pass through. Okay, and we're gonna do it all the way around in the circle, and we should come out. We are done, guys. It's finished. Our piece is completely, I don't know how much you can see here. This light is really, the day is very bright today, but they are done. They're finally done. I'm so happy. This design, this pattern actually end up so good. To be honest with you, I have been starting it multiple times, you know, trying on multiple versions of it and everything, but I think that finally this is the one that looks absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, here we came on our 3 double crochets, just staying in the middle. Why we did a 3? Because if you remember, when we started our waistband, we were doing the squares in actually our foundation chain in the multiple of 12, which is divisible by 3. So that's why we were skipping the 3 double crochets. I really hope that you like this project. I hope you stayed all the way till the end. I hope you made your pieces. I hope that you love them as much as I love mine. Write me in the comments, push the like button, write me your suggestions for the next one. Tag me on the Instagram, Crochet Studio 22. You can find me there as well. So tag me on your finished pieces. I would really love to see them. And now with these pants, we started our summer season. So we're gonna continue with the tops, with some hats, with some bags. We're getting ready for the beach. So thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next of my videos. Push the like, comment, and subscribe button. You know how it goes. And thank you all for watching again, and happy crochet, everybody.